was Hitler. He was in Europe. I said that was Hitler. Hitler was in Europe. And this Hitler was practicing apartheid. Yes, Hitler was practicing apartheid. And those Europeans and Jews wanted him to die. Those Europeans and Jews wanted him to quench. One more time. That was Hitler. He was in Europe. That was Hitler. I say he was in Europe. And that Hitler was practicing apartheid. Yes, Hitler was practicing apartheid. And those Europeans and Jews wanted him to die. Oh yes, Europeans and Jews condemned him to death. That was war. I said that was war. Yes, there was war between Hitler and Europe. And that was war to eradicate apartheid in Europe. And that was war to eradicate apartheid in Europe. And all the whole world was invited to fight. The whole world was invited to fight. Yes, the whole world was invited to fight. Because America was invited to fight. Japan was invited to fight. Russia was invited to fight. France was invited to fight. Not all that, Africa was invited to fight. Yes, Africa was invited to fight. My father and your father were invited to fight. My father and your father were invited to fight. Like obedient children, we went there to fight. Like obedient children, we went there to die. I said like obedient children, we went there to fight. Oh yes, like obedient children, we went there to quench. That was Hitler. He was in Europe. I said that was Hitler. Hitler was in Europe. And this Hitler was practicing apartheid. Yes, Hitler was practicing apartheid. And those Europeans and Jews wanted him to die. Those Europeans and Jews wanted him to quench. One more time. That was Hitler. He was in Europe. That was Hitler. I say he was in Europe. And that Hitler was practicing apartheid. Yes, Hitler was practicing apartheid. And those Europeans and Jews wanted him to die. Oh yes, Europeans and Jews condemned him to death. That was war. I said that was war. Yes, there was war between Hitler and Europe. And that was war to eradicate apartheid in Europe. And that was war that had to get up in Europe. And all the whole world was invited to fight. The whole world was invited to fight. Yes, the whole world was invited to fight. Because America was invited to fight. Japan was invited to fight. Russia was invited to fight. France was invited to fight. Not all that, Africa was invited to fight. Yes, Africa was invited to fight. My father and your father were invited to fight. My father and your father were invited to fight. Like obedient children, we went there to fight. Like obedient children, we went there to die. I said like obedient children, we went there to fight. Oh yes, like obedient children.
Good evening, folks. Samson to Labro Public Radio. We're here again this evening. Please share this video, share it to as many people as possible that the Liberal Braku is on the show tonight. And we're going to have fun together. Please share this video, share it to as many people as you can. It's important that our friends and brothers, sisters, all over the place come and join us. Please share this video, It's important that you share this video for us. And we really, really do appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing. Safety, Lord Jesus, we want to thank you again this evening. As we come before you again tonight, my Lord, that yes, indeed, you will be with us. Guide us. Guide our tongues. Whatever comes out of our mouth tonight, that yes, indeed, is a decent proposal to our brothers and sisters. My Lord, we also ask, we kneel, we pray, we ask. The other brothers and sisters that are in pain tonight, whatever circumstances they face, my Lord, please step in. Step in, cool their heart. Step in, brings the peace in their life. Bring the peace in our own life as well. My Lord, we ask that you continue to bless all of us, continue to guide us. Give us wisdom, and thank you. Because of you, we are here. Without you, we're nowhere. The lights you give us cannot be dimmed by nobody. Now ocean can even dim this light because the light shines forever, because it comes from you. And we want to thank you for that. My Lord, for those brothers and sisters that are going through so much pain again tonight, please step in. Provide some healing. Provide some healing to their hearts. Provide some peace to them, to the family that are going through a lot tonight. Yes, we depend on you, my Lord, to provide that. My Lord, we ask again tonight as we come before you to bless the Republic of Liberia, the people of the Republic of Liberia. Give them long life as well. My Lord, we again ask that the President of the Republic of Liberia be blessed, President Joseph Boakai. Give him long life. Touch his hand, whatever he touches, whatever he does in the interest of the Liberian people, that yes, success will be there. Whatever door that he knocks, my Lord, please open it in the name of Liberia and the Liberian people. Thank you for everything that you do for us, and thank you for all that you will continue to do for us. We ask, my Lord, that you bless the host country, the United States of America. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. So, folks, again, thank you for joining us tonight. We will do our best here to get it going. Thank you. Please share this video to as many people as possible. Please share. My people, I will continue to go on. This is the last day of that question that I keep posting out there. The question is out there. Who are we? Today is the last day. Monday we will bring another question, because what is happening in our country, my brothers and sisters, is something I'm not too sure as to whether we are just we're just made to behave to each other like that. But I will tell you a little story now of myself. As I was driving from work today, And I was thinking about the question I keep asking, who are we? I went back to my own childhood. And I tried to look around to say, but what did you do this? Why were you? Of course, I was little. I was a child. But even as that, is that what grows up in us? So that means if I were to stay in total, perhaps that behavior was going to stay in me. So this is it. When I was little, my dad has a shop where he sells chicken soup, sardine, we'll call it fish cup, all kinds of stuff he sells. Candy, everything he sells. Rat, rat trap, everything he sells. And it was my job to sleep in the shop. So by the time the next day come, when he come and open the shop, sardine, empty sardine bottle everywhere, sardine can everywhere, chicken soup leaf everywhere. Ah, all the bread that he bought the day before, all the sugar, all the sugar, everything. What's going on? My stomach be like this. That's how corruption starts. That I'm a project that for my father. And I'm not the only child, but because he gave me the opportunity to stay in the shop, I thought it was the opportunity. So sometimes, midnight, I invite friends and we just open sardine and eat it with bread. My father hard-earned money. He trying to get something for us, the children, to benefit. I'm not thinking like that. I'm thinking about friends. I'm thinking about friends. Another story. This is a well-known story around the totem belt, and they will tell you this. So another night, one other night. You know, the reason I'm telling you these things here, corruption, it's not too far from any of us, especially from Liberia. These people are put in a position to mind the shop. And we have sardine, we got sugar, we got everything in there. But they're not thinking about the relatives, the brothers and sisters. They're thinking about themselves. And whatever they can do to be friendly, they give. So one other night, I'm the oldest now. Remember that I'm the oldest child. So one night, we had people came from, I believe, was from either Zlatan or Zaitan came to play football. So after the game, I play, and we have a dance, and you're supposed to pay at least 5 cents to enter. Those of us that play, you're supposed to pay 5 cents to enter. 1 cent I don't have. So another guy who used to be the parliament chief clerk in Total, and another guy who was also the older gentleman. They said, okay, if we're not going to go there, let's make our own music out here. We started singing Bajoko song. We started singing. We went to a shop, King Juice shop. It was almost midnight. We told the guy, open it. Say, I got money. He said, hey, man, open it, man. We the one you don't get. We own the town. He said, you got money. You open it. We said, we want to borrow. Those days they have, the King Juice don't come in. They have what they call snap. I remember those bottles. So green bottles, Charlotte, they call it snap. They put King Juice in it at 15 cents a bottle. We started drinking. A little bit drunk now. The guy, the parliament chief clerk, who was an older gentleman, but I believe he was in like early 30s or something like that. He said, we can't be singing like that. And the people that pay the money to go to the dance at the courthouse, they're dancing, we ain't got money, so they refuse us to go. Corruption. We talk about these people. Oh, they're doing this, but it didn't just start now. It didn't just start. I'm telling you, if God have not helped me to come in a country and be able to put my hand on some serious ethical stuff, I probably would have been doing the same thing what they're doing now. So anyhow, so we decided tonight we got to eat animal. Whether we eat goat, whether we eat whatever it is, but we're eating something before the night is over. So we decided to go look for hawk, big hawk. So we went around around the area looking. Some of the places we know they can be at night. We know the place we went there, the one we wanted, they're not there. So we saw the one big one. But the big hog belonged to how do you call it, the guy in the barracks. He's the lieutenant in the barracks. He got armed people under him. You eat me, they're coming for you. You think corruption people are stupid? They're not stupid. Corruption business, they're not stupid. So we said, but this guy is a very friendly person to us. In fact, he has a team. He sponsored high school team. He sponsored, we don't have no high school. He sponsored the school team and stuff like that. So when the school ready, he buy jersey for us. He was a very good guy. Sometimes he put us together to sing, to cook. I mean, a wife that cook and call us to go eat. He was a very good guy. So we say, like, eat the man hog. He's not gonna do anything. So somebody among us said, no, the man is good man. He might not do something, but those local people over there in the barracks, you eat the man stuff, they will throw lightning on you. That scared us. So we left it. We went on the other side, in total now. We went on the other side, behind my auntie house, we saw this hog. Big hog. We ran after it. Blue, catch it. Stop it. Kill it. We took it to, I'm not going to call her name because she's in Worcester, Massachusetts. We took it to her pa. The pa was just finished building his house. We took it there. Behind the house, we cook, we cut it. So when we were cutting it, the hog, I look at the hog, the hog got shut tail. A year and a half before, 2 years or so, my father and I have gone hunting, and he cut this pig. And he cut the tail and brought it to town. The pig started having pig legs and what have you. The pig looked at my father. If you're coming here and miss this story part of your business, the other pig here look at my pa pig. The person, the way he said, as soon as you open your mouth, that the Parliament chief clerk, the guy who can throw people in jail in total, if you do anything, he got the power to throw in jail. You're not small boy, but you are a mountain. He said, when you open your mouth, we'll say you the one sold it to us. Corruption, it doesn't, what I believe, as I was coming from work, then I started thinking about my own childhood behavior. And I'm saying, this is not far removed from what is happening in Liberia. So we went, half done, some not done, we ate a pig. But we were drunk now, so everything was done to us. Around 3, 4 o'clock, everybody went to bed. 6:30, 7 o'clock, my pa came to the door. But this is what happened now. My other uncle and my auntie live on the other side of town. My uncle live on the other side of town. Because my auntie married to another group, another quarter. So my uncle lives, but in the night they go around. By 7, 6, 4:30, they start walking. And by the time daybreak, they will tell you everything that happened. So they met in the middle of the town, they start comparing notes. Say, I heard some pig were crying last night. My auntie was telling my uncle. Say, where? He said, right there. So they went. And they started walking, following the blood of the pig until they went to where we ate the pig at. So they said, they went. I don't know how they know I was part of the group. So they told my father. My father said, okay. Because in the morning, the pig, his wife then would cut cassava, and the pig would bring the kids in to eat the cassava. That morning, one of the kids show up, the pig ain't show. The pig did not show up. So my pa said, what? I hear they say somebody the kid pig here last night. My pig not there. No. So he came knocking to the window. Said, Samson, I said, the story I hear, I don't know. But Richard said, your kid pig last night, and then you don't want to get them a pig. I said, who, me? That lie. I said, Samson too, the liberal. I hope you guys enjoying this story. But anyhow, so my father was convinced by the parliament because they wanted to disgrace us. specifically the two older guys among us. And one of them was so handsome in the area that most of the young girls, before they go get married, they want this guy. So they wanted to disgrace him, because most of the people that marry young people, when they behind the house beating the rice and things like that, they can be calling the guy and their wife, their husband, they're jealous, and they wanted to disgrace him. So they convinced my father to sue us. So he did. He did. He sued us. Hold on 1 minute, folks. Samson told LeBron Public. Okay. All right. So my father wanted to sue us to the court, in the court, the Parliament Chief Court. And the Parliament Chief was so upset with his clerk that he bringing disgrace to the chiefdom. So they wanted to punish us and make example out of us. So we were about maybe 10, 11 of us, all guys. So they went, he sued us. So we went to court. So the Parliament Chief asked my father what happened. He explained. So the people stole my pig. So, okay, how much you want them to pay? He said, well, the pig, you should have kids, and you should have 10 or 15 kids every time. So every time they have kids, one of those baby will be $25. And I anticipate the pig were going to have kid 15, 16 times. They calculated the money. Who were able to pay? They were using rack. That I'm gonna pay you. You're using rack to count what I'm gonna pay. They don't got no calculator. They were using rack to count. So anyway, long story short, they came to say they wanted us to pay. Or, it's the trouble now. If we don't have the money, each of us will be given 25 lakhs in total. Me, Samson told, I'll steal anything. I said, if people pay, shit. I said, don't worry about it. It's not happening. So we said, okay, we want a meeting. We want a meeting. When we want a meeting, we decided that nobody would touch me to come whoop me for pig business. And then my knee, I used to beat drum. Then when I go to any place to go beat drum, the assassin told a farm pig and and the beans on the fire. No. We all agree. Nobody will submit to that kind of punishment. And I was going to be with you. So anyhow, long story short, we came back to the court. And we told Mr. Brownto, he said, yeah. Said, what's about us going on your farm for the next 2 farm season? He said, that's not enough. What's about us ironing your clothes for the next 2 reading seasons? He said, that's not enough. So the Parliament Chief Clerk said, well, if that's the case, you'll bring it on. But nobody's going to touch any of us here tonight. You touch one person, you touch all of us. So it was a standoff. So they sent for the army people from the barracks to make us, so they can make us to whip us. So when they sent for them, one of the other among them went to the chief. He said, this guy is the only person in this whole community. And the guy could type. A fast typer. He said, this is the guy, when he type your letter, you go to Zvedru. People respect you. You take that letter and go to Zlatan, because Zlatan, that's what the commissioner is. People respect you. And you're going to say, you're going to come here and let them beat them, you're going to be disgracing yourself. So all of my uncle, Omer Sharo, told them, they must beat us. So the Parliament Chief called my father. And the young guy that I talking about, that all the women in the area like, he's dead now. They call him Emo Boy, I'll call his name. And the other one, he's dead also. They call him William Khan, I'll call his name. So he said, you can't do this to these children. So they called my father. So the Parliament Chief talked to my father. My father said, no problem. They have my own kids anyway. They eat a pig. So he came to the court. Said, Brownto want to speak. Brownto want to speak in the courthouse. The place was packed. Because Samson got big mouth. And everybody wanted to see him be on the bench. to whoop his butt 25 like, and they have done it to other kids before on the flagpole. You gonna beat me? That fighting. So they call my dad. So my dad's okay, I want to talk. The parliament, she said, Bronto wanted the whole place. Oh, Bronto come to tear them down, they will be there. So my father said, okay. Chief, the chief said, yeah. He said, I own a pig. I don't want no money again. I changed my mind. In fact, I ordered them to kill the pig. That was the end of the case. Samson too. This story is true story. In total, go and ask people in total. But why am I telling you this on a very serious note? Why am I telling you this? Corrupt behavior. I just want to believe that it's in us. It's in us. Why would I behave like that? Okay, why would I go in my father's shop instead of helping my father to build wealth? I go and eat the sardine, call other friends, and we eat the sardine, we eat the bread. How my father supposed to carry on this process of selling that will benefit me? But because I wasn't thinking from that perspective, I was pretty much thinking what I can do with friends and myself. We enjoy ourselves. So free, I'm in charge of the shop. I'm giving you as an example. And we go and kill my father pig. And this pig was supposed to be some, because I remember he used to take those pigs. Okay. In fact, it was two of the pigs that cost me to come to Monrovia to go to school. So the pigs were valuable. But I wasn't thinking for the future. It was not my concern. I was only around my area, town. That's it. The little circle right there. Friends that I'm hanging with, we're happy. So is it possible that many of these brothers and sisters, though educated, but perhaps they're just looking at this the surrounding Monrovia, Liberia, put them in business, put them in authority, and they have access to money, and so they're taking it without thinking that whatever they're taking, whatever they're stealing, for all of us, and perhaps they don't even realize that they're hurting us. Is it possible? Who are we? Is it possible that these educated people that are supposed to go and help the president run the government are taking money from the government coffer without realizing that they're hurting us? Do you really believe? Some of these people look sincere to me. Do you really believe that they're taking this money knowing that they're hurting the Liberians? And they are still doing it? Is it possible that perhaps they're saying to themselves, they're just little stuff, plenty of money here, let me just take small thing, I'm not hurting anybody? Is it possible that they justify themselves like that? Because when I was in the shop that night, it was not just one night, the whole line for the sardine, underneath the candy jar, underneath the sugar, the chicken soup, on the other side, king juice. So if I take 4 or 5 out of the 50 or so, who is it hurting? Forgetting to know that the 4 or 5 that I'm taking, that could have been the profit that my dad was going to stand on and bring in more goods for us, for me and my brothers and sisters to be benefited. But I wasn't thinking like that. When I was eating those sardines with some friends, my brothers and sisters were going to suffer because no more profit coming in. So my dad going to say, you know what? I don't even want to do business anymore because I'm not getting anything out of it. Who's going to suffer? Me and my brother and my siblings, because of my behavior, My brother and sibling will suffer. So is it possible? Is it possible? But I wasn't thinking like that when I was eating all that sardine. And when in my pasture, I was eating all that sardine. I was eat the sugar, the bread, the how do you call it, French bread. I was eating. I wasn't thinking like that. I just opened the shop door midnight and called friends, let us eat. Because it was there. The sardine was there. And we were eating it. I wasn't thinking that my father sell these sardines, the profit out of this sardine will benefit me and my sibling. But it was in my mind. Okay. So is it possible? Is it possible, my brothers and sisters, that those, even though they are educated, you can't compare them with me because I have no clue. But do you think that mindset that I had back in total, with these educated people that continue to go every day, you open news, somebody finish stealing something. They put them in position of trust, they will go and steal. You think they actually know that when they take this money that's supposed to benefit a county hospital, that's supposed to benefit a clinic somewhere in some of these districts and things like that, the representatives that are representing these people, do they really, when they do these things, go and buy a car, go and feed, get money, put money in the budget and put extra money in the budget for themselves? Are they doing it without knowing that they are hurting us? Or they truly know that they don't care? It just doesn't matter. They will do it anyway, so it doesn't matter. Folks, I'm just asking this question. As I was driving from work today, and I know I'm going to do the show, so I'm thinking, who are we? And then I started going back to my own behavior when I was little. Another thing, we have a orange tree almost in the center of the town. Okay, so after school, those of us that have our parents going to farm to do something, and we don't want to go over there, you got salt and pepper in a plastic bag or in your cardboard note. You put salt and pepper, and you climb up the orange tree. Pick the orange, cut it up, put the salt and pepper, and you just all day, your stomach full. But guess what? When you finish, you throw it down. You don't care to clean. Who are we? Are these behavior that I used to behave back in the days? Is it what is being exhibited now with some of my brothers and sisters back home? The European, you go over there, condescendingly will give you money, and they say things about you. Money comes, and you have people fighting over certain amount. There was an article today from Page Africa where the yellow machine that the lady was supposed to bring, now they have, according to the vice president is connected with another Chinese group to bring in substandard machine. And whatever profit that's supposed to be, the government, some of the government official will take that. Who are we? And when they get this substandard machine, they don't have money to maintain it. Whereas if they go with the Nigerian guy, he promised and he has program to teach people how to run these things. But because they think the price is too high, they want to go with a lower price, cut corners. But recently, I've been to Liberia a couple of times now. But go on Banga Broad Street. I'm surprised that the concrete is that the Broad Street road is still there. Because if you go, it's all white. So sand. It was supposed to be mixed with cement. But because the cement is so small, more sand, water, so sand. Who are we? Who are we? We go take to millions of dollars to build road for all of us. But then they take short corner so that those that are in charge of the money will benefit themselves. They are in a sardine shop like Samson was. When are we going to get out of this thing here? Who are we? My brothers and sisters, who are we? Do we really understand ourselves? Any Liberian you have conversation with, they condemn those. But when they're put in a position of authority, they behave like that. Look at this young girl, highly educated, outspoken young girl when she was representative. They put her, she got defeated. So President Obama said, yeah, okay, maybe her political career is not that good anyway. So somebody defeated her because she was not able to sell herself, but she had the ability to work and brought her in. Look what happened. Why? Why? Look at Madam Salih children. What they did with the oil black issue. Who are we? One of the guy, the older one, I believe he was the older one. Uh, 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 he used to work. He used to be a vice president for Wachovia. Was one of the leading bank here in the United States. And this guy was very much involved. He went to Liberia, where when he was here working for Wachovia, he couldn't take the people. He was working the bank. He couldn't take a dime for himself. The only money he got was money he was being paid. They went to Liberia to put their hands over everything. Why? Who are we? Why are we so wicked to ourselves? Like I said, when I was in my dad's shop, I was inviting friends to come so we can eat the sardine. The sardine and the other material my dad was supposed to sell. And the profit, we're going to make buy more, and the more profit he get, the more we will be able to get things, me and my sibling. But I sat in that sardine shop eating with friends, not realizing that I was eating my dad profit. You see what's going on? That many of these people that go out and take money that don't belong to them, for all of us, but that they are eating it without realizing that they are hurting us. Why? I keep asking this question, my brothers and sisters. Why do we behave like that towards each other? And then people say, but Mr. Toe, why are you acting your surprise? The reason why I'm saying this, I can't say because the war. Before the war, the corrupt behavior was there. Before the coup, the corrupt behavior was there. In fact, it was worse. But we didn't know it. We were not looking. People collect taxes from the interior and bring it to Monrovia, build schools in Monrovia, and the interior have nothing. But in the interior, if you refuse or even unable to pay your $10 has the treatment you're going to get from your brothers and sisters in the interior. I live in Tota. I was born in Tota. Tota is a chieftain seat. I saw all of the bad behavior. They bring people, tie their hand behind their back, make them to look into the sun hours because they don't have $10 for house tax. And those $10 that were being collected, and none of them coming back to Tota. It goes to Monrovia, and they get good schools. They get good roads. Tubman built a road and stopped to his farm, built quota and stopped to his farm. And nobody was complaining. We were happy. Who are we? Who are we? Who are we? Generation after generation will come and repeat itself. Even those, the progressive, many of the progressives that were crying far on the two-way party. When given the opportunity, they themselves were here, they got cut into the cookie jars. Who are we, my people? Why are we behaving like this to ourselves? Why? Is it because we just don't like each other? So that's what I'm not saying is to the war. This is the reason why I am not going to blame the war for our behavior. You, those of you, many of you watching me right now, if you were to come with $1 million, win lottery, many Liberians will be so jealous of you. And I'm not trying to use Witherspoon here. But when Witherspoon started showing that he got money here, the rumor was, oh, he insurance for a father, the other young man, the man took my grandfather money, blah, blah, all kinds of stuff. Until we found out what was happening. Same thing. Liberians, who are we? Who are we? Here's the funny thing about this thing here, right? When I was growing up in the same town, town, if somebody went to make fun and got hurt so badly that that person is unable to continue to make the, and town is not unique with that culture. Community, the town people will put together. The parliament, the town chief will get up at night and start doing the town cry. No man of an ageable age, of a brushing age, must leave this town tomorrow. This man got hurt today. John Brown got hurt today. We're going to go to his farm and finish the farm. Big farm. We will finish it tomorrow. And nobody going to their own farm. In the day, in the morning, the parliament chief and the bush father, they start running around the town just like a war. We'll call them bush warrior. Start running around. People are getting together, sharpening their knives for somebody who they don't, just a friend or a relative, whatever. But that person found that they're not going to eat it, but they start sharpening their knives, their cutlasses, and they'll go on that farm and go see men brushing. Free of charge, no money. By the time the sun set, this farm finish. Because before you make a farm, you go and make some sort of a demarcation to say, I want my farm to stop here. So when the people go, the old man, the man who's supposed to be guiding that, he's already finished surveying what they put. He said, you'll go here, you'll see the stake, you'll go there, you'll see the stake, you'll see it, and then you go and brush the whole thing. It'll be finished. One day, the one that's supposed to take the guy maybe 2-3 months, one day the community will finish it. But when we come to Monrovia, that community spirit is no longer there. No longer. We steal for come on. And mind you now, when many of these people that are stealing, when they were growing up, when they were growing up in the city of Monrovia, you never caught them stealing. No matter how suffering they were, how much poor they were. Their mom was selling better boy in the market for them to go to school. You were never going to see them stealing. If they have to wash car, you will never see them stealing. Those days, I'm not talking about now. But here they are. The same education that mom was selling better boy in the hot sun for, they're stealing now. Education. Who are we, my people? Why do we behave towards each other like that? Who are we? We use politics as the means to enrich ourselves. And public life supposed to be where you go to help the rest of the people. But we use this public service. It's a service, public service to enrich ourselves. I know some friends. They got money now. They were broke some time ago. In fact, some of them, Mr. Samson, man, I don't know how we even get gas now. They have some money. I know some of them. They're rich now. But the way I know the way you get your money down. I don't know how I expect it. So you're on your own, I'm on my own. Stay away. You got money now. You don't need me anymore. Anyway, that's fine. But who are we? Listen to the story about East International, the people that are building the Ralphie Highway. I told you that Ralphie Highway, and I'm saying it again. I told you Ralphie Highway, we're not going to finish under President. We are watch. Even a president, we are to win the second term. The Ralphie Highway is not going to finish on President Baka Wash. But why is that? Why is that? That little rule. Why is that? Because the intent was corrupt from the beginning. The intent of making Ralphie Highway a good pliable rule for all of us, the intent was corrupt from the beginning. They wanted to do it to enrich themselves. So with that kind of mindset, why do you think people will come and turn things around, be good overnight? It's not possible. There's another kid, young guy, very intelligent person, young kid. Before he started working in the government, he and I was trying hard for me to get him over here and see if we can get him to work. He's working for the government now. I can't talk to you. Who are we? Is government position is the only position we can use to enrich ourselves? And the reason me asking all of these questions tonight, folks, Samson told Labropa Radio, if you get this message, please share the video. Share the video. It's very important that we share the video tonight. Please share this video as much as possible. So this is what we have. This is who we are. My man, I told you the next time you come, I want to see my sister picture. I saw my sister dancing the other day. Said my brother was there, and my brother was showing my sister dancing. But you come here again, you show my sister picture. You show my sister picture. Tomorrow, next when you come in, I want to see my sister picture. Please. That fine picture of her that you have. I'm serious. You serious, yeah. I say, Quarino. Next time you do the sister picture, yeah, I'm telling you. You say, okay, so, but anyway, let me go on. Who are we? Why are we behaving like that towards each other? Yes, my son here. We got young people, very, very intelligent, very smart kid, very smart young man, very smart. He's an IT guy, very good at whatever he does. But what do they do now? Those that are input, look at this thing here, my people. They sat there. Listen. You're listening now. You're listening to me. The Minister of Foreign Affairs, highly educated, respectable lady, and she allowed herself to be conned by somebody else. Why? You can't tell me that she's not smart. The only thing that I can attribute to her attitude or her action towards that is not necessarily being greedy, but to show that look what I'm doing. And so you don't look around to see where it's going. You got people who are responsible to build roads. They stay in Monrovia the whole time. That Monrovia, you're going to build road. You stay in Monrovia and the road be built over there in Kipama. Who are we? The minister of foreign affairs, very intelligent young man. I've been following the man since he was budget director. I never read anything about him being corrupt. But instead of you to tell the people, look, this is what I do. I'm not here for that's what I say. I'm not here for kumbaya. The budget that you're sending me, the money you guys want, we don't have it. We have to appropriate money for other things that will benefit other Liberians, not just you alone. People get small position, they start tearing down their houses and building a new one. Who are we? But here's the funny thing about that. When they build these beautiful houses in Monrovia, this is, if you want to see how I don't want to use bad words, but if you want to see how these people are, They have a community. They build beautiful houses. But go see the road from the main road to their places. You drive in your car going that day, they say, when your eyes say, but any other person living up, let it, can open the government will come face it, and we living on this side, we pay taxes. That the government you will wait for. Many of the people that live in that area, they're making good money. They can't put money together. They can't put money together to say, let's fix this area. Pothole everywhere. But when they leave the pothole, they put their car, it's a concrete driveway going to their garages, and they have the big gate, concrete gate. They get inside, the security close the gate. They put their car in the garage. Nice place. Nice place. Let me bring in Terry. Nice place. Okay? But for them to say, okay, they all fix this place, so we'll always enjoy it, they will not do it. When you ask them, you say, oh, when the other guy living over there, I will not wait for him. They're waiting for each other to fix their place where they're going to be driving to. Who are we? Who are we? Terry is here now. Are they still the Samson told that we used to go to a father's shop, sleep there, and steal all the sardine, call friend midnight to come eat sardine and the bread? My pa prophet, when he was selling the sardine there, the prophet was supposed to make for me and my sibling there. I called friends, we eat it. I wasn't thinking of the future. Is that what's happening with our brothers and sisters? They are unable to see that their action is hurting all of us. Is that what's happening with them? Let me bring in Terry. Terry, as usual, rescue. Thanks for coming again tonight. Let's stick on this subject matter. I don't know how long you've been listening to me, but let's stick on this subject here for me. Who are we? This is the last night for this one question. Who are we? What do you think, Terry? What I know you said some a wonderful thing here the other day, but I want you to address this thing from our own cultural perspective. And you're not, even though you're an educated person, but you're now Congo man. You grew up in a village, and you not only that, when you started doing your real business, you were all over the country. You've been to Kepama, you've been to Vanyama, you've been to Bukukudu, whatever the place is. You go the entire country. You've been throughout it. So your knowledge of our culture is much more steeper and rich than many of us. Can you address it for us, please? Who are we?
That's a very beautiful question, and I think that question resonates, Liber. That is one of the questions that you brought that make every one of us to think, because it's not a question that is referring to a single Liberian. It's a question that is referring to every Liberian. Who are we? That is a tough one. But there have been a philosophy that says, like, there are three kinds of people in the world. And the one of those are Liberians, meaning we are a special breed of people that is different from every other species on the planet. And people say there are three kinds of people. I think the white, the black, and the Liberian man. So who are we? Who are we? It's critical. Can we, or are we the one to answer that question? Because do we even know who we are? That's the thing. Because that, like, something I wrote down the other day that came to my mind was that like I said, we don't fix the problem. That is one of the aspects of who we are. We identify the problem, but we don't fix the problem, because fixing the problem is the problem. Fixing the problem is the problem, because one of the things we believe that if we fix the problem, then by fixing that problem will become the problem. Like the story you just narrated, right? That you give somebody an opportunity for the government to recognize them, and all of a sudden the person abandons you. Fixing the problem is the problem. So that's why you're talking about who are we, So sometimes When you think you are fixing a problem, you realize that that is the real problem. That becomes the problem you're trying to fix.
So Terry, let me ask you this also then. I think I told you my story growing up in Total where I was sitting in my father's shop. My father had a shop where he
Yeah.
had sardine, bread, king juice and stuff. And sometimes in the night I would invite friends. And we
And
just
to
eat
go eat.
sardine and bread the whole time. So when in the next day in the morning when my father come and open the shop, sardine cup, empty cup everywhere. My stomach full. But my sibling that's supposed to have the profit, we all supposed to benefit from that profit. I'm already ahead. So the question that I was thinking about, and I'm still wondering, you think those brothers and sisters, they are educated. These are not fly by night Zogo, highly educated, sophisticated, but they take something that don't belong to them. And here's the other thing here. Many of these people, if you look at their childhood background, they would never you would never find them one day being complained to or stealing something that don't belong to them. Many of these people, the native, their mom was selling bitter ball in the market, Baker market, for them to go to LU. But here we are. You think these people are doing these kinds of stuff without realizing that their action is hurting many, many other Liberians. Or you think they are aware of this and perhaps just don't care. They just want to enrich themselves no matter what. What do you think it is, Terry?
Both.
Please.
Labor is both. The absent, the ignorance of not taking cognizance of the fact that every money that they steal or every money that they take will hurt another person is one aspect. Another aspect is they don't care because they don't even know that it's going to hurt somebody.
Yeah, but
Because
Terry, if they don't know that it's going to hurt somebody, then it's not that they don't care.
they don't know and they don't want to know. That is what makes them not to care because they don't care to know. Whether if it's going to hurt somebody, they don't care to know. They don't want to know about it because they don't care to know. And that I say it is both because they ignorant to the fact that if I'm presiding over this ministry and this ministry yearly budget is $1 million, they think that when you say $1 million, that means 500,000 supposed to go to them. Then the remaining 500,000 supposed to go to the working of the ministry for 1 year, which is impossible. But the Liberian man will manage it. But he will make sure to enjoy himself first. Like something that they were saying the other day on one of the shows, wherein I think it was OKFM today or so. The guy, I think it was $1 million they gave, but they chose to buy the supervisors and vehicle that worth thousands of dollars. But they gave the hospitals 5,000 each, just 5,000 US. But they pay I think 20,000 or 30,000 for one car for just a supervisor to be riding around. But to the functioning of the hospital, they gave 5,000. Does that make sense? You see?
So, but Terry, though, Terry, I got your point. But my question still is this. These people that are making these kinds of decisions, they are not people coming from Toll Town. These are educated people. And maybe I'm wrong, but I believe in order for you to be an educated person, someone who has real reasoning mind, reasonably able to judge what is beneficial to you, the people, and everything else you do.
right.
And many of them, when the campaign season is coming and they get on this platform, they talk the real talk to say you can't come, like I'm saying now, you can't come to public service to enrich yourself. That was the preaching of the rescue mission.
Labor. The
Many
reason
of
I
them.
say,
So now they are in there. And them now saying what I said was yama, it got nothing to do with me now.
the politicians, they know that is one of the things we don't do. We listen to politicians telling us about the problem, but we do not listen to them telling us how they're going to solve the problem, because they don't know how to solve the problem and they don't want to solve the problem, because solving the problem will mean that they have to make sacrifices, and nobody willing to make the sacrifices to solve the problem. People go to Liberia is a place where, because of the lack of system, like you said, every human being naturally is born corrupt, but systems are put into place to regulate corruption. So if the system is not enforced by the people who put this system into place, then the corruption will overtake the system. Like you just said, these people came from homes wherein they could not steal. Why they couldn't steal in their own homes? Because their parents would discipline them. Like what you talk about your shop, the shop. Your parents have rules and regulation to discipline you when you do wrong, when you do those kind of things. So they were that part of them, that corrupt part of them, was never known because it was curtailed based upon the system, the restriction, and the parenting. So when you become a person of your own now, right, you go into a system wherein there is no regulation, there is no God to guard the system. What do you think you're going to do? Man by nature is corrupt. So it is only the system put into place, enforced by the law, can restrict people from being corrupt. But man by nature is corrupt. Somebody walk to the bank and receive $1 million from the bank in cash money. A person who never had a 30,000 in an account before, they never saw that kind of money. Now they have the opportunity to walk to a bank and cash $1 million. And there is no guardrail on them to guard the money and how they spend it. What do you think that person will do? The person will just sit down in the chair and call all the people they're supposed to call, that they know that they're supposed to call to settle with, and tell them, man, the $1 million here. So if you're supposed to be receiving 800,000, man, I get you. If you want to sign for that money, I got to get 50,000. And that is how the corruption extends. There is no accountability. There is no transparency, no system in place to do all that. And the reason why, I said these people know, but they don't care, is because you went in a system that you already know about. Like what you're saying, most of these people were on public radio telling you how to put people corrupt and they're stealing, and they were telling you how when they come to power, they will do this, they will do that, right? So they know the problem. But why can't they fix it? They can't fix it because they just don't want to. They just don't care.
So I agree with you, but I heard something today from Yega Kaliba on Spoon. He said Prince Moe and the legislature post certain amount of money in the budget for Mo Ali, and on top of that, they put something there for themselves. So apparently, they have gone to Mo Ali for Mo Ali to now give them the money. And Mo Ali said, "I can't do that. How do I justify when I'm ready to do my report, or when the people are auditing me? What do I say? How do I justify it?" And that's a true statement. When I was in Liberia a year or so ago, I was involved with a I'm not going to call their name, but I was involved. The lady now, she's on a suspension, but I was involved with her project. And she and her people wanted $10,000 kickback. Well, we don't have the $10,000 ready to give. And they recognize that. So they say, okay, accept the proposal. When you're making your first budget to our international partner, for example, if you have to do $20,000 invoice, you make it 30,000. So the 10,000 can come to us. So when the time came, even before we even started work, they themselves prepared the invoice and put their 10,000 in there. True story. True story. True story. They put their 10,000 in there. I couldn't believe it. But then again, I wanted to say something, but I thought to myself, you don't live here. Your friend live here. Anything you say here, this is how your friend, even though he's not part of this, but he lives here. He named the people to be able to, and since the money is not coming from your friend pocket, they from the national. You see that how corruption is? I was being corrupt right there. But what? How else can I deal with that? I couldn't say anything because then my friend was going to not get a contract, and he won't do business. So, but the people that I'm talking about, they are highly educated. These are people that go outside of the country and represent Liberia. And when they open their mouth, the international community trusts them and give them the money. But then they come back and they find people who will do these kinds of business. Now, they are not alone. Here in the United States, similar thing like that happen, but it's legal. They have, back in the days when I started my own construction company, they have what they call set aside, where the government, the federal government, the state government made a rule. Because minority contractors, minority businesses don't get the kinds of privilege like the white people would get. So they say, okay, when you get a project from the federal government or from the state, you have to list a minority-owned company, and that person got to get 10%. So when I had my own company, I used to call, get called to supply pipe because I have a construction company. To supply pipe to people who win $5 million. I'm supposed to get 10%. But I'll be lucky if I got $2,000 out of that contract anyway. So I will run people payroll. I'll be lucky if I get $3,000. But I'm supposed to get 10%. On the paper, they send it back to the federal government or the state to say, we're paying Samson to 10%. Here in the United States, right there in Ohio was happening. And when the federal government and the people decided to do away with the set aside, Ohio picked it up and did away with the set aside. Yes, the funny thing, a true story. I have supplied a pipe for the guy. And yes, when I said supplying pipe, I don't have a machine to make pipes. So what they do, they contract the real pipe supplier. And they put my name down as somebody who hauling it. I will use their equipment to haul the pipe and supply the pipe for them. So if I get $1,500, that's a lot of money for me. But when we did that one project, they said they were going to give me at least $10,000 because I think the project was like maybe I think it was $25 million or something like that. So when Ohio did away with the contract, I went back to the guy and said, well, you guys up to now I've not gotten my pay. He said, well, how many you think we're going to pay you again? We're not going to pay you again. That system is not in place anymore. So I went to the Ohio Department of what was it? Was some department that deal with contracting, settlement, things like that. They said, but the people are right. The system is no longer in effect, so we can't enforce that. I got pissed. I said, okay, you know what? I don't want to do construction anymore. I'm a designer anyway. That's how come I ended up in California. I spent 20 some more years in Ohio. Graduated from school in Ohio. Started a construction company. Before that, I used to work for other construction company in Ohio. But when they did that to me, I said, my mind and power buried in Ohio. Their body is still there. My brothers and sisters, all 11 of them, they live there in it. I said, me, I'm not staying in it. I was so mad with it. I left. I'm a designer. I don't want to stay with you. I should have gone to Ohio Department of Transportation to do this. I said, no, I don't even want to be bothered with them. But that system was legal. It was legal. Of course, the way they're treating it was bad, but it was legal. Back home, Terry, it's not legal. And not only that, they do corner. Here, you cannot cut corners. If you do your contract and the contract is set for $12 million or whatever, $13, $14 million, and in that $13, $14 million, $6 or $7 million of that is for rocks. And they give you the size of rocks. They give you the weight of the rocks. You can't just go, they tell you what type of rock. You can't just go and walk around the city and say, oh, they want to do pick it up. The other one go and say, no. they will come and inspect the rocks. Here's the thing here, another thing I'm going to tell you here, and I'm doing a project right now. The project that is, I'm done with it, they're doing a construction, Terry. They have, in that project, they have, I think it was $100 million or something, gravel pad. But because it's in a river, so you got to get the gravel from somewhere else, rocks, and wash it clean. And people are looking at you. You wash it clean before you put it back in the water, Terry. So that where you getting it from, if it's contaminated, the contamination don't affect the fish, and then the fish start going crazy. So they have a. When I go there again, I will do a live video from there. They have this big giant bowl where they put the rock in, turn it around, and wash it clean. Then the inspector comes, look at it. Okay, he put it on the micro. Okay, this is clean. Before they allow you to put that rock in the water. The system is there. They're corrupt, but the system is there. Back home, they don't do that. Look at Ralphie Highway. Look up how destructive they're supposed to build, but they decide to destroy the entire environment, Terry. Who's going to stop there? Nobody. Because everybody is in the pocket. Who are we? Those are the kinds of reasons I keep asking these questions. Who are we? Why are we not able to make sure you got EPA people who are environmentally sound? They're in Liberia, but they have sold themselves. No integrity, Terry. This is what's killing her. Let me hear from you, my brother.
Liberal, that is Liberia for you. That's why I told you the other day that our generation have failed and is failing. I think we have few people who want to do better, but they are not looked at because the country have a polarized system wherein there are political pundits that bribe the media to keep circulating the information regularly on the social media and playing on the radio regularly. The little things they do, they highlight it regularly and make it look real and make it look authentic. And based upon that, those are the people when election time comes, those are the people that the people follow up behind. And they make these people leaders. You see, they do not, these people don't tell them how they're going to solve the problem. These people only tell them the problem. And we get two categories of politicians in Liberia. We get propagandists and we get the real people who have created themselves a political figure. And this is where Liberians, I don't know if they're able to differentiate between the two. A propagandist who highlights all the mistakes in the government that is not a politician. That person is not they are not an aspiring or qualified to be a legislative candidate. A legislative candidate is a candidate that have prepared themselves for that particular position over a certain period of time. So now because I'm on the radio and I can put propaganda together, pieces, play people video, dissect the video and tell you, say, oh, the person talking, the person did, means that I should be voted for. Like the other day, I listened to one guy was talking about how on the Spoon Talk, he called in and said that he's he said, oh, yeah, Koluba really get thing. That's why I left my district to go and vote for him in his district because I know he's staying for the people. So I said, but you are some of the problem.
Yeah, because now, you're hurting your district, your own district.
You calling Rachel Kuhn breaking the law, but you broke the law because you left your district to go and vote for another representative, in another district that is not going to represent you. You see, so the person you should have voted for supposed to be the person that's going to be representing you in your district. But you left your district and go vote for another person who's going to be representing a different district. Yake Koluba is not the president of the country. He's not even the senator of the county. He's just a representative representing a district. And that is where his limitation, that is where he's limited. So by you going to vote for him, you bore a hole in the vote that's supposed to have gone to a candidate that's supposed to be representing you. So that way you just say, who are we? You understand? Who are we? So then we wonder why the country now moving forward. We blame our representatives when we forget to realize that we are the one who voted for them, and because of the way we voted for them, this is the result we get. So now we put all the blame on the president. Is it only the president that is the problem in the country, or we ourselves need to start taking responsibility for the actions and the decisions that we make? Yeah.
So before I open the line, Terry, let me ask you this: do you think it's within us that perhaps we might be able to get out of this quagmire here someday? You think so? Or
It is within,
it's not going to be in our
labor.
lifetime?
It is in us. It is in us to make the change. But the people that are supposed to make the change are not trying to. They are not trying to venture into the arena because they are afraid. Some people are afraid.
So Terry, this is your third time using the word afraid. Why you think they're afraid? What they're afraid of? They already have a position. They're working. So what are they afraid of?
They are afraid to make themselves known in the society because of the perception that the society has. And like, take for example, we get people in the diaspora here that want to go back home to make contribution to the country. But they are afraid, how will the people see me? How will they recognize me? Will they accept me? All right? Will they vote for me? Will they recognize me? You understand? Eh? These are some of the things that people are asking themselves. You know, when I go back home and venture into politics, will they not tell me, say, oh, you are doing this? You call yourself pastor, then you say you won't be representative?
Oh, but that common thing here on LPR with you and there.
So people want to go home and make change, but will they be received? Will they be received? How will the people look at them? And there are some guys who already got out dirty money, that corrupt money. They will spend the money in the media for the media to pronounce them, to project them, to keep playing the songs and keep playing the things. When they go, like the other guy today, all on social media, he went big one, small market horse. What you mean? I forgot any one representative. I think he on the minority. He went big one, small market horse. He go put it on social media. The people dragging him all over the place in Nima County. So these are the things they do. Then they pay journalists then to highlight these things for them. So as a result, the name rings in the people's ear. And if you keep singing the person's song, you know, the song will travel far off. Everybody was singing that same song.
Okay. Okay, well, Terry, again, thank you very much. As usual, the rescue. Folks, let me put a number if you care to give us a call here, 916-533-2048. The Liberal is on tonight. Good thing
but
the other guy...
There is something I'm observing, Liberal.
Go ahead.
And maybe it will be...
But let me buy mouth the other people for then he can come in. Again, folks, Samson told Liberal Radio, the Liberal is on here tonight. The other group, you know that they're scared to come to the Liberal. You see, Terry is here. The other group, you know who they are. They can't show foot here tonight. I'm not going to call name because some of them got power to fire me. So I'm not going to call name. But they're scared. They can't come out here tonight. Go ahead, Terry.
Yeah, so we have to make sacrifices for change. And once we don't make those sacrifices, it will not work. But what I'm observing is a shift. I'm foreseeing a shift with the minority black, the rule of law caucus.
What do you see?
There are some changes that are occurring that I'm observing that I think, if I could be wrong, that the rule of law caucus is dropping form gradually. And I want to believe that it could be the government is playing a deep hand, a double hand.
Yes, they think. Yeah, let's leave this. until somebody call. But let's get onto this. I don't want, since you bring it up. I don't believe that Richard Kuhn, not that anything bad will happen to him. I don't think so. He's a human being. God will protect him. But in terms of speakership, he's not going to be able to. He's not going to be there for more than 1 year, the most. But here's the thing I'm saying. It's not because of people like Musa Ability then, but his own supporters. Richard Kuhn, it seemed to me, and I could be wrong, but it seemed to me that he's one of those somebody who don't care. And don't care type of, you can't be like Yaga Koluba and say you want to be speaker. They don't work. Those two things, when you get to those positions, you have to be, your diplomatic behavior got to change.
Right.
You have to speak for all. And you have to speak in certain code. You can't run behind just Yaka Kolba. You run behind Yaka Kolba telling people to take a car out of there. Any man parked there again today, where you go behind you again, because you knew what he did. His name was all over and not in a good light. So that's what I'm saying. Most of his people, why are you running behind Yaka Kolba? That's the question they're asking him. You're dragging all of us down.
Yeah, the problem too, you see, Labor, one of the things that will keep Richard Kuhn would be like we said, right? The government have agreed. Every government that come to power in Liberia have always have the speakership position under their wing. And there are some points.
Terry, don't
and take for example.
Don't give me two.
No, wait now, right? There are several steps. There are several major steps that if this particular thing was not going to hold, but now it will have scattered. But now they will have scattered. Even with the basic man talking on the cassette. But now the horse will have scattered. But these people are still having session. You know why? Because they know what is in the budget for them. They know. And people are getting exhausted with the too much of fighting. People getting exhausted with it. If you listen to Menza, that lady, people are getting tired. You got to go to work. You can't continue sustaining that kind of fight.
And that's what I said. That's what I'm telling you. That Richard Kuhn most likely is not going to last more than a year.
It's possible. Just what you're saying is possible, but they have to go back in-house. Sit under Richard Kuhn and undermine him.
But that's what they're going to do.
Yeah, if they say that, we will stay outside and fight Richard Kuhn, guess what? Those guys got a number. They are majority. They can expel you. When they expel you, guess what will happen? The government is in support. The government is in support of Richard Kuhn. The moment NEC send you a letter to tell you, say that you out, they're going to push your position up and people will start fighting for you.
The danger in that now is that the government have brought this woman back. So the woman will be very grateful.
Thank you.
To this government. And whatever the government wants is going through.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Here's my hope on this. If you do that, and the constituencies of these people, when they realize what you're trying to do, if they push back, you're not going to have a piece of Liberia.
Most of those representatives brought people from OSA, their district.
Let me take this caller, Terry. Let me take this caller. Good evening, caller. Samson told Liberia Public Radio. What's your name? Where you're calling from? What's on your mind?
How are you?
Thank you. Thank you for joining us.
From Virginia.
Thank you. They will appreciate it.
You know what made one of the call where he said that the people got the number, they were impeached. They represented them. They kicked them out. They expelled them because the government is backing the majority group. Do you think Joseph Baga really won conflict in that country? That's a major question, not because he did the first one, so everybody laughing and then we forget about it. When the diaspora Liberia continue to talk, Joseph Baga continued to push things and push the people to the wall. You know, Liberia is a tribalistic place. People will get angry, they will backfire back, and for him to control. Remember, Liberia don't even have the military to control 1 million people. Instead of building our military, now you really think about that, wouldn't that the steam? steal, and that's what they are doing.
So let me ask you the question I've been asking. I know you are someone who has insight. You know exactly what is needed in our country for us to start straightening things up. Why you think we're behaving toward each other like that? Who are we? What would be your answer to that?
I told you we don't have a leadership. If we have somebody that generated in our country, things will be good. Somebody steal from the common. What is the president doing about it? Why are we expecting for Joseph Boakai? Joseph Boakai is not doing. I was expecting Joseph Boakai on the first day to pass an executive order. Anyone caught stealing in the court file, you'll be executed.
Ah,
No compromise.
wow.
The only way we will move the country's power.
The other one, even the liberal.
Very, very serious.
No, I agree. I mean, I'm listening to you.
We need a kind of leader in Liberia. One can carry Zoko stealing, and people get playing again, or they do party to the Zoko. Or when government stealing, then they say, oh, they made the franchise on their human right. Why? Okay, so Zoko do not get human right too. So that's the problem down there. I was expecting Joseph Boakai to pass that executive order and making sure that if the court find somebody guilty, no compromise, straight to them to solve it, execute them. If you do that 3, 4, 5 times, you'll see people straighten up. They will say, oh, they probably not joking no more. But you tell them down there, you tell the border steal. The border steal. How can the border steal? What do you think they will do? The people will see the country is hard. And the people that are stealing, majority of them are the diaspora Liberians. I'm against them going to government. When they go there, they're not going there for nothing. When the last thing you're talking about Liberian, you must bring Liberian back. What do you think the Liberian leave for you? They go back Liberian. What do you think they're going to do? The people got higher school fee in America to pay. People that went to college, people that went to university, not more money to pay the American government. So when they go down there, the only thing here to steal. But if you have tough stuff law, where if you steal, you're not coming back in America. You'll be somewhere.
So then, if the Liberian diaspora have something to offer, so it would be better for the government to put some kind of a system in place. If you have a student loan, you're not going to work.
No. I'm not against diaspora Liberian not working. But you have to pass a tougher law, except for example. And when diaspora Liberian get there, you'll be scared to steal. You say, why if I steal, I'm coming by America?
Okay.
You'll be thought, why you think diaspora Liberian steal in America? You want to go see my American government? They don't be laughing with you.
Those pants are so weird. I'll bring them carefully and fix them and stick out one of these days.
We have a governor here, Bado. The guy acted out 5-6 years ago. And then he wouldn't accept $50,000 wash.
Hold on 1 minute. Let me put on this man to merge this guy. Just hold on, please. And
clean up after yourself.
All right, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was going to spend 5 years in prison. Plus, they gave me 5-year probation here in White. Before he got out of power, the FBI went after him. Just about to stop laughing with these people. The people are high-headed people. So what you need to do, put top executive order and make sure all the justice minister is responsible and give power to the audit. You know what I mean? I'll give power to the audit and it will be backed by the military of Liberia. They don't need my permission for me to say yes, therefore they go after the law. If a representative steal, let the auditor audit him. If you refuse to be audited, then they call the police. If you want to challenge the police, the military go there and they do military stuff. They get it out. You have to be tough on these people that the only way you see Labron power will be growing.
Okay.
They will have money. Every time we make it international community, Labron got money. Why are we making international community? Look at what I'm saying, they're steal. They're sitting already Labron. Nobody doing nothing to them. I think I can believe that with the whole government. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. Caller, you're next in line. That will be Walter Carter. What's on your mind, sir?
Thank you, brother Soul, and I mean the liberal, and is that Terry? Yeah, my own brother Terry. So the liberal, the question keep coming back again, and we keep ask the question every time. Who are we? And it's a very good question. Who are we? We are who we are. our mindset. You know, it's unfortunate for a country that being through so much mistake upon mistake upon mistake, and then we still trying to find out who are we. We are lost people. We are fighting from identity crisis. We do not know who we are as a people. This is the reason why we cannot coexist as one unit. We always live separately, even in a diaspora or a national organization to coexist or to be cohesive. Have one voice in her. You see, the tribal organization, they are more together than the national organization. If you went to the people from your county, the people hold together. Even district, you hold together when they raise money, they raise significant amount of money. But go to Yola Convention, we all split all what the people can't even get with 200 people sitting in one area. All right? Look at Liberia. We're talking about fighting corruption. How can we fight corruption when the very executive enable people to be corrupt? The very executive that's supposed to execute a law and order in the country, that's supposed to be able to direct the nation, the executive corrupt. So all the other people in it will follow suit. You're talking about representatives. Look at what happened. The executive is supposed to put forth that now is supposed to be part of the corruption that takes place in the House of Representatives and the Senate. But the executive enable that because what? The executive themselves want to steal. And then the executive said, well, how can you fight corruption? You heard the recording on Coon, Richard Coon, when they started the whole fight? When you were talking to that general they called Bloody, you heard that recording? It's to tell you the kind of criminal mindset that people have for us. But yet and still we sit and again one of the things I will blame the thing on us. People say, oh, we in the diaspora, we are professional people, we should go back home and help. When we leave from here and go to Liberia, it's like the Liberian seem trying to fall on oil and corrupt us. Look at your friend, Anthony Kesali. Have you seen the recording on Anthony Kesali causing somebody man in Liberia because they differ with him? Anthony Kesali of all person that were advocating for wrong governance in America, yeah, causing somebody man. I'm talking about small legend, move for yet. I said causing man cause on recording, the guy recording the play in time. How can we be a people of substance? We come in this country. We live there, we see the way the people live, the system the people get here, we go back home, we spoil ourselves. Let me not really talk about back home, even here. Brother, so I'm going to Liberia in March. I went to Liberia and I said, go from Connecticut to New York to Liberia and I said that to get my visa. As a matter of fact, it takes you hours, even months to get, even if you go on the phone to talk to them. I went to the embassy, the government telling me, oh, you're the only people in Liberia that can take instruction, you have to make an appointment to come. I said, okay, I didn't see on the website where I got to do this. Can you give me an appointment yet? No, you got to go back home and make an appointment or go online. I went online, I look at it. It's just frustrating. One person sitting out in the council, one person, but you can't take your people to put it on the appointment to say, come and $6 to make an appointment. And they're rude when it comes to even dealing with customer service. And you think like only Liberia they put in no customer service. They once in America, they don't even know the customer service because they're rude. Rude. You live in America in New York, but you don't even know what the customer service is. How will go to Liberia and change the people in Liberia? That's why I say Michael Jackson made a song, said for us to change, we must look in the mirror and look at ourselves and change ourselves first. All the things so professional people will go to Liberia, something can rubber us along within our Liberian setting. Something can rubber us and make us not to do the right thing. And it's so frustrating. I was so angry when I went to Liberia and myself, I said, but we're going to pull in this. How can we move this country forward when we even live in America? We're not doing better for ourselves. Then we look at the people back home and let them change. How can we do that?
Thank you.
So we have to change our mindset. I think we have to start talking to each other in ways that let us say, look, enough is enough. We cannot go to Ghana and praise Ghana for development. Ghana get the development income for having fun in the air.
Thank you.
People were intentional. The people hold together. Well, also the teacher ship on Ghana.
Hold on. Let me merge this caller before he leaves, and then you can wrap it up for us. They won't get stuck again to now. Okay, Walter Carter, are you there? Walter Carter, are you there? This thing not going through. Every time this guy calls. Okay. Walter Carter, if you can hear me, you need to call back, please, and finish your statement. And the caller who just called to need to let me see if I can call Walter back.
Yeah, Mr. Toe.
Okay, yeah, somebody was trying to call you. I tried to merge it. It's not working through. So, you go ahead. I don't want to merge it. I will call them back. Just go ahead and wrap it up, then I will call them back.
So like I was saying, we have to take this country and make this country what we want it to be instead of us the how they were shaping green. Now I tell you about the Ghanaian men were also the shape. They shaped almost like in Liberia. Everything that men said from Ghana, it was good. The man wanted to us say, Joe, we are from Ghana. He said, yeah, the many Opon, you from Ghana. Anything the man said it was from Ghana is good. How can we stand and say that as a Liberian? Can we say Liberia is the best country and we try to make it the best country we can instead of all fighting each other and bringing each other down with part of lies and hypocrisy? How can we do that? We know the history of our country. Mr. Toh, you guys have to educate our people. You have to educate us. Let us forget about it, putting policy there, putting individual there, and let's put Liberia there. That's why I say the only program I can enjoy and tonight, this one of your best programs I enjoy saying is when you're there on the road business, your engineering thing, because you know what you talk about, what you be talking about. Let us educate our people. It's saddening. It's saddening.
Thank you. Thank you
so much.
Thank you. All right, you got to hang up. Good evening, caller. Samson to Liberia Public Radio. What's your name? Where you're calling from? What's on your mind?
Hey, Mr. Toh, how you doing?
Good. Good evening, there, Mr. David. Thank you. What's going on?
Thank you for the topic tonight. I want to tell you and Terry, thank you for the topic on the discussion tonight. That country, Liberia, we the problem for ourselves. It's not a country.
Are you with me? Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Getting me now?
Yeah, much better.
For ourselves. When they come up people in charge of that country for that number of years that they rule the country, they kind of noise are going on. Our chances are not born. And we never heard about the kind of noise are going on in our country, the kind of attitude are going on in our kind of country. But if they're happy, maybe at that time the media is getting on that to the point. But what I'm trying to say here tonight, the country is, look, when you leave from Monrovia, when you go in the interior, because I work in the interior most of the time, we're in the country there. You will see foreign national, if you go to, we travel to now on our Bapoluna, Lofa Bridge area, we're going to Westward. When we left from Lofa Bridge, there's a town called Kita. Ask anybody from that side, they will tell you, it's a very big town where you can count up to 300 houses. We enter Kita by 2 in the afternoon. But Mr. Toh, if you enter Kita...
Oh, hold on 1 minute, please. Just hold your thought there. Let me merge this caller. Let me see if I can merge that person. Okay, caller, just hold on, James, please. Go ahead, Clarence. Finish up.
If you know, when you're not smart, you think that you are in a foreign land. We enter that time, you see that time, the citizens in that time will be between 7 or 8 o'clock before you see real citizens from that place coming to town. The entire town controlled by foreigners. You got a Mauritanian, you got a Guinean, you got a Nigerian, you got Senegalese, but build houses. So they got down, you see that Lofa River, you see how that Lofa is deep? That Lofa, the water, that river, they got people there who can tie the river, that pass the river, and get dig the dam in our area. But every Nigerian in our country, millions of our people, young people in our country, everybody want to work in the office. My little brother called me for neighbor place here. Just that alone, the little brother telling me now, he coming to town, he getting there to buy a piece of land in Monrovia. How many of young people waiting to work? You go to even the programs they're talking about, you go there, you see foreign national in our when they push a ticket going, I'm over there. But many times the great men get more money, they very fancy. All the night, even when the internet is ready, they will charter the night over there, the money to the worker.
Yeah, let me tell you a small story now. Back in the days when I was baby, Crown people used to, when they used to work in Bapa, Nima County, they used to, after they found the diamond, they sell the diamond, then they charter car to go to Totan to go swallow Doma and come back.
So these are the things that we are seeing. I'm trying to get to maybe I feel like you want to discuss it. My wife, little brother, we sent a boy to a private college, do that computer college. He's doing nursing. The boss was graduated. Before going for the application, Ministry of Health said the happy father was a BSL WhatsApp. They said life saving skill. The boy, because the boy never attended the WhatsApp, they are seeing that the boy, if I say they should pay $750 for them to have 5 day WhatsApp for you, and that's what the boy is set up for the whole year, the next year when they about to conduct a WhatsApp for that school before the boy can graduate. So are we really doing that for our country? There's a serious issue down there. Sometimes we talk about government not sending medicine to the hospital, government not sending these things can go. But the management, the county health team, people, the administrator of the federal hospital, how can you be working for $250? You pay almost about $600,000.
Yeah.
Where are you getting the money from?
Okay. All right. Thank you, David. Let me pick the other guy up. Go ahead. Wrap it up.
The topic you are discussing is very important. Sometimes you bring this here up, our people will listen to you. But the country, we the country people, we're making ourselves see in our country. Country people, they said, oh, yeah, what they are doing there. That's all the Congo people when they were working. But they could have not said how happy they are. Never used to happy.
Thank you. Okay. All right. Okay. I think your Chinese phone is acting. James, go ahead. Hello, caller.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. What's on your mind?
What's on my mind is the way we're fighting over Liberia, there's no system. No system put into place. So most of our government officials, because there's no system, so they don't hold themselves responsible.
What type of system you would like to see in Liberia that perhaps will help to move the country forward?
Don't start from the home.
Okay.
What's your father and your mom gave you to follow in the home? Majority of the home in Liberia, they don't have it. So everybody live like they're living on their own. So when people live on their own, that's how the country will become. No matter what kind of president that come there, the people that come and employ all of them living on their own. So they decide what they want to do. Because they don't have no training. There's no issue when you get 10 around, the 10% are going to say, no, they don't care. Or they might say, I'm going to eat it. The other people don't care, they won't say, I don't care time for it. That's why it's happening. People working in the cabinet building, people working, minister working, everything. The minister always working on the workers here. But the representative senator there, they buy 2 currencies here. So are they important than the other people? No. Not because you are local, the people vote you as representative. Nothing they can do for their district, nothing at all. Some of them, when they move, when they move from power, they see that they can be more broke. Some of them, they don't want that. Because they know what. Every time they say, they offer the diamond money. People that can see diamond, they say, tomorrow I find another diamond. I find another diamond. Because when they finish finding the diamond, they will eat all the money. Then the next day they broke. They broke for about 3, 4, 6 months. Then they find one piece again, then, they say that 5 monkeys jumping from tree to tree in a day. When they reading it, then they want to build us. In a day, when sunshine, they jump from tree to tree. That's how they're good looking. Until we put system into place. In America, yourself, see how we can fight that from CDC, from Unity Party, from no party business. The party is not helping you. They're not even helping your people by whom. Let yourself the party to help people. We all preach. We all be on the same thing. Then you will see
will put this thing into place. So things that we need to do. We need to come the power of the master law. These are things that need to happen.
Thank you. Thank you, my brother. We appreciate it. Thank you very much. Okay. All right. Again, folks, that will be the last caller for the night. And I really appreciate those of you that made a call, and even those who've been writing. We want to thank you very much. At least, Terry, from listening to the callers, one of the interesting things, and I think you pointed out before the callers started making a call, that we know what happened, who we are, we know what's happening, except we don't know how to fix it. So I think that's majority of the group talk tonight. I think one of the good things is that we know what the problem is. We're just gonna have to find way. Not that we don't know what the solution should be, but perhaps we don't have the courage, like you said. We're scared to fix it, because in fixing it we expose ourselves, which I think is happening. But Terry, give us your closing here. Let's get out of here. We've been here for
Then my brother said, asked him a question as to, people who are not respecting the law, respecting the rule of law, who are they? They are the people you voted for. They are the people you voted for. You voted for people who do not care about law. 1, 2. So when they get to the house, they will do exactly what they want to do because you put them there. So these are the things. But thank you, Libra. What I see is that like what I wanted to say about the rule of law caucus. Musa Belede's son came out of prison mysteriously. We don't know what happened, but if somebody was bribed or so. Then again, the president lifted the ban on the how you call it, no cap. I mean, not no cap, but NEC boss chairman. This woman and the rule of law caucus, Musa, have been very close. So I will be watching them very closely.
Oh, you mean the neck boss?
David Etta Brown and Sana.
What's the connection here?
He stood for her before when she stood a bond for her under President We Are Leadership when she was accused of some money getting missing. She was taken to court. He went to the court and stood bond for her, and that how come she came out. So what I'm saying is something is playing out on the ground to settle this dispute that's going on in the house. Something is playing out. We're gonna wait to see. One of the representatives.
So you think she might have some kind of a say in this? I mean, how's the national election going to say what they have to do with it?
Take for example now, right? If I want to negotiate, I will put some cards before you as a president. If the president called the rule of law caucus and say, okay, you know what, gentlemen, let's negotiate. They may say, well, we want this. So if Musa is friendly with a lady, he could say, well, I want the ban on her to be lifted. Let her go back to her position. And then I can cool down on my people and let them go.
Where you're going with that.
Let my son come out of prison. And then I can cool down on my people and we can handle the thing. So I'm gonna be watching to see going forward whether if the rule of law caucus is going to be going to a session and all of that. Another thing I heard, what he did, or this guy, Yeke Cordoba said he had 25,000 in a car. Then one representative on Spoon Talk that also part of the rule of law caucus said Yeke was able to get him 5,000. So where are these monies coming from? Who is paying who? Whether if this is true, what is going on? So I think there is some deep politics playing, and within days to come, it will unfold.
Thank you. For me, I'm not going to be on this show anymore to doubt you, because when you speak, I'm like, oh, what you want coming from?
I'm guessing you.
But a couple of times you have guessed, and they turn it out to be so. I will watch for that as well. Thank you. Archibald, good evening, and say hi to the people in Total for me. Go to Grandpa Togre and say his grandson say hi as well. Okay, thank you, Terry. Thank you very much. Let's meet tomorrow on Mr. Soul Show. Most likely he might not even come on again tomorrow, but we'll do what we can. Again, folks, Samson told Labrador Public Radio. I want to thank all of you again. I've been watching. I saw earlier my own friend, Mr. Babla, was watching. I know he probably is late over there now. But this is what we do here on Labrador Public Radio. The question was, who are we? Next week we'll find. I think I'm going to try to stay out of there. Who's stealing what and who not doing what and what have you? The government, because the whole part, the question that I'm going to be asking next week: what are the benefits for us as Liberians supporting the political party, and we come out here and fight each other based on political party linkages? How are we benefiting? How are we benefiting? People walk in the rain, waist high, with a flood, to go to the field to support Unity Party. And right now, when it rains, the same flood, when the people walking, the same amount of water is still there. How are we benefiting? CDC, people die for CDC. What CDC have done for us? Show me. As a political party, I'm not talking about leadership. There's two different things. There's two different things. The leadership of a party, or the leadership that or the standard bearer, or whoever it is that leading the party, I'm trying to separate them from the political party itself. How is the political party that we support or people support, how are we benefiting from that? That will be the next week question. Samson told Labrador Radio, please prepare yourself and join me next week so that I'm going to try to stay away from this who's eating money and who's not eating money. We'll deal with that. But let's see if we can get our brothers and sisters to understand that indeed we need to find out what is happening with us. All right, so it's time to close. Let's tune in tomorrow for Mr. Soul Show, where we'll be able to have a wonderful thing. Before we close, let me play this commercial again one more time, please. This is Dr. Madi, the educator, I call him. Again, folks, Samson told Labrador Radio. I want to thank all of you. Dr. Matt is going to be having his own show here very shortly, development, and I will ask all of us to tune in and see how what we also going to be benefiting from that show. I believe that because it's very, very much on top of those things. Thank you very much, and I will say good night to all of you. Good night, folks.
Hey, mon amant. Hey, mon amant. Ateito. Nalukio na kati ya Kinshasa mobimba mama. Na bani